Live from beautiful Santa Barbara, California and Pershing Park, it's Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network along with Jordan Brenner. My name is Jonathan Rifkin, on-site producer Sean McKinnon. Happy to be with you on hand for a rivalry matchup and a game that means oh so much to these Conejo Oaks between the Conejo Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters. The Oaks coming off of a rough 13-8 loss last night to the San Luis Obispo Blues. The Foresters on a pretty big tear. They've only lost 3 CCL games, 1 to the Riptide, 1 to the Packers, and 1 to the Saints. They're 32-3, 23-3 in the CCL. The Oaks come in at 21-14, 15-12 in the CCL. They are currently in the 4th and final playoff spot. We got a bit of a late start, so we're going to go right to starting lineups, and then we'll cut for National Anthem. And then we'll bring you back here. We'll talk a little bit about pregame, about what you want to know for this game, this very highly contested matchup between the Oaks and the Foresters, the third such matchup between these two teams. But first, we'll give you the order. First, for the Conejo Oaks, they'll be batting first, so we'll give you their order first and the Forester field, but we'll flip it in the home half of the first inning and do the Forester 9 in the Oaks field. Batting first and playing shortstop, Emfa Preso, Sam Shaken behind him, Brandon Lewis. Playing third base from Irvine, Jordan McFarland in the 3 spot, out in right field from the University of Arkansas. His Ole Miss SEC rival, Chase Cockrell, in the cleanup spot, out in left field. Elijah Alexander bats behind him, playing center field from Ole Miss. In the 6th spot is Bart West, playing first base from USC. Bailey Holbrook, DHing from Union University, though he is transferring in the fall. Bryce Vitz in the 8th spot, catching from Sonoma State. And Tanner Wright, playing second base from Cal Lutheran, will round out the Oaks order. On the mound for that Oaks, but we'll talk more about him on the Oaks half of the first inning is Justin Freeman. The field for the Foresters, out in right is Luke Ritter, Logan Allen in center, and in left, Connor Davis, Cameron Warren at first, Ryan Cash at second, Brandon Zaragoza at short, Utah Jones at third. Behind the dish is Michael Newstifter, and on the mound, the very dangerous West Virginian, Jackson Wolf. Well, I guess we have a little bit of time here, Jordan, before the National Anthem. Let's talk about this Oaks team. They were up 5-0 last night against the slow Blues. The Blues came back in the 4th inning to tie it up, and then from there on, it was kind of back and forth until the 8th inning when the Blues absolutely broke the game wide open and ended up winning 13-8. How do the Oaks forget about last night's loss and come in today with a fresh mind and a better offensive outing, hopefully, because they have to compete with this Forester team?
Well, yesterday's loss, you mentioned, it was a gut-wrenching loss, and this team, it's going to be hard for them to rebound, especially when you have a David versus Goliath type of matchup against the Santa Barbara Foresters, but that doesn't matter. All you have to do is you keep your head down. This is a huge matchup with CCL playoff implications. It's really a matter of do or die for the Oaks at this point, so they have no choice but to, play the game that they've been playing their whole lives.
The Foresters have locked up the best record in the CCL. This is the last week of play. The playoffs start in a week. And we're going to take a break for the National Anthem. When we come back, we'll reiterate the top Oaks 3 batters of the inning. We'll give you some more stats, especially on Jackson Wolf, the opposing pitcher, and, of course, your first pitch. You're watching Oaks baseball. Get ready, folks. It's going to be a fun one between the Conejo Oaks and the Santa Barbara Foresters. We'll be right back. Back here on a very lovely Saturday afternoon at Pershing Park in Santa Barbara, California. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday, no matter how you're watching or where you're watching. Sean Jordan and I appreciate you making Oaks baseball a part of your Saturday evening plans. Gave you the starting lineups. We talked a little bit about what to look for in this game. Let's talk about Jackson Wolf, so the man on the mound wearing number 23. He's 3-0 on the season. In 25 innings pitched, he only has 14 strikeouts, but he's only given up 3 earned runs, and he has a 1.08 ERA. Jordan, the Oaks are going to have to find a way to get to him early and quickly, establish the intensity, establish an ability to not back down, I guess, for all intents and purposes, because they need to take him deep in counts.
Yeah, no matter who you get with the Foresters, it's going to be a major challenge. The one thing for the Oaks is they do hit left-handed pitching pretty well, so maybe that could be something to run with early in this ball game.
The lefty deals the first pitch to Shaken in there for strike one. First pitch time, 6:04. 71 degrees, sunny skies, a couple of clouds, and wind blowing out to right field. Dimensions here very short. We'll give them to you here in a moment. Shaken takes another one in there for strike two. To dead right field towards the line is 319. Right center is 365. 390 to right center. 380 to left center. And 310 down the left field line. Expect some righties to try to get out of the park. With that being said, the wind is going the opposite way. Is Shaken skies one. Back out of play. 0-2 the count remains. Shaken on the season, batting .252. From Valparaiso, 133 at-bats. He's struck out 23 times, 9 walks, and he does have 12 RBIs and 1 home run. The lefty deals. Fastball, foul tipped back into the glove of Newstifter for strike 3. First strikeout of the game gives us our first out, and we're ready to go here with one out here at Pershing Park, the Oaks and the Foresters.
And that's what Wolf's going to do. He's going to give you the gas upstairs, and then he's going to drop some off-speed stuff on you. Sam Shaken could not catch up to that mid-90s fastball.
Brandon Lewis digging in now, leading the league in every offensive stat, still batting at .397, 9 homers, 32 RBIs. Takes that one very hard down the right field line, but out of play for strike 1. The Oaks coming off a tough loss last night, 13-8 to the Slow Blues. They got off to the early start. They scored 3 runs in the first and 2 runs in the second, but can only muster up 3 runs for the rest of the game. The Blues, however, bounced back very nicely, and pitching as well as some mental mistakes allowed the Blues to eventually take the win. You talk about left-handed pitching. Last night, Peyton Sherlin, the lefty for the Blues, gave up 6 hits against the Oaks. Lewis takes a breaking ball low, 1 ball and 1 strike. The scoreboard here is out of our way, so we'll do our best to keep everything as accurate as possible. It's actually hidden up in the trees down to our right. However, we have our amazing producer, Sean McKinnon, will assure that everything is correct on the broadcast. Here comes the 1-1 upstairs, ball 2 to Brandon Lewis.
And when you have a guy like Wolf on the mound providing such heat off the mound, you don't have to provide a lot of your own power. All you have to do is get the barrel to the ball, and Wolf will provide the power for you.
Southpaw kicks and fires. Lewis fouls that one back. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count, or excuse me, 2 balls and 2 strikes now the count. Brandon Lewis, last year here, had a home run. The Oaks came to Pershing 3 times, though only 2 times this season. This is the first half of a 2-game series. The Oaks will be back tomorrow for the second and final game. The 2-2, another one skied foul, very far out of play. This one leaves the ballpark. A couple of kids run for it. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Very integral part of the season now for this Oaks team. They're sitting in the 4th and final playoff spot. The Blues are creeping up, only a half game back. The Oaks half a game back of the OC Riptide for that 3rd spot. 2-2 to Lewis, misses low, and he's drawn a full count now.
That's what you want to do. Get to the bullpen as soon as possible. Make Wolf work.
Wolf towing the rubber, has that glove up near his face, and now deals the payoff pitch. Lifted foul once again. And Lewis and Wolf really battling here. And expect this to be a motif all game long. The Oaks want to go deep in counts. They want to show they won't back down, especially against the stellar pitching of the Foresters. And right now, Brandon Lewis really jump-starting that right here with a 3-2 count once again. Here comes the West Virginians' payoff pitch. Another one cracked foul. Brandon Lewis really showing the resilience. He does not want to back down and get out here.
Yeah, what an at-bat from Brandon Lewis. It's about how you finish, though.
9th pitch of the at-bat pending here. Lewis taps the plate a couple of times in a battle. We'll see who wins. Southpaw taking his time from the belt and offers. Foul tipped back once again, and 3-2, the count remains. The Oaks are in their navy blues today, by the way, with gray pants and white numbers on the back, white letters on the front, outlined by baby blue.
And oftentimes as at-bats go for this long, the hitter starts to see the ball a little bit better, and the pitcher gets a little bit too tired to throw a quality pitch.
Payoff pitch once again. Another one fouled off. We're about to hit the 11th pitch of the at-bat here. What an incredible fight between a phenomenal pitcher and a phenomenal batter. By the way, the Foresters are in their royal blues with white letters on the front outlined by maroon red and white numbers on the back outlined by maroon red as well with pinstriped pants. 3-2. Curveball fouled off, and Brandon Lewis really, I don't even know what to say at this point. This is the longest at bat we've seen in the season of any player on any team. This is about to be the 12th pitch.
And it's very valuable. Lewis will be able to tell his teammates what he's been seeing, and
he fouls off. Oh, no, excuse me. This one's down to left field. Out of left field, Davis makes the catch for out number 2. So 12 pitches in the at-bat, and the result is a flyout to left field for out number 2. I think, though, that's a productive at-bat. You go deep in and you adjust. You see what kind of pitches, what the rotation is like on the pitcher. And like you said, he's going to go back to the dugout and tell his teammates, this is what I saw, this is what I did, and this is how you can adjust to do something even better. Jordan McFarland steps in and skies one down the right field line, but out of play for strike one. Sun right in our faces, so it's a little bit hard to track the ball. No excuses, though. We will be on our point all game long. Jordan McFarland's been on point. He's batting .370. 1 home run, 13 RBIs, 14 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 56 plate appearances. Takes a fastball at the knees for strike 2. Sam Shakin struck out, and Brandon Lewis flew out to left. Those are the first 2 outs here in the ballgame. The Wolf has had to work to get Brandon Lewis out. And the lefty steps off after McFarland calls time in the right-handed batter's box. McFarland had a good day yesterday. Reached base 5 times. Ended up going 2 for 4, though. Takes a curveball foul. 0-2, the count remains. We're at Pershing Park, home of Santa Barbara City College. The infield is owned and operated by the City College, but the outfield is owned by the city of Santa Barbara. That's why the infield is a little bit nicer than the outfield. Santa Barbara City College puts a little bit more money and resources into that area of the ballpark. The 0-2, fastball missing upstairs for ball 1. But this is the second season for the Foresters here. They spent 22 years at Cesar Wasaka Stadium at UCSB. 2 years ago, they finished off their last year in the lease, and UCSB decided not to renew it. The Foresters called Pershing Park thereafter their new home. The 0-2, or excuse me, the 1-2 now. Fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count remains. I think no matter what happens here, Jordan, whether McFarland gets on or gets out, this is a productive inning because the Foresters on paper, obviously the better team. Stat-wise are the better team. But to be able to fight off some really tough pitches and go deep in counts shows that the Oaks have some fight. And eventually these hits will fall. But right there, high fastball, swung and a miss for Jordan McFarland. Out number 3 here and strikeout number 2 on the board for Jackson Wolf. He retires the Oaks in order. 1, 2, 3 to begin the ball game. Home half of the first after this. No score on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Home half of the first inning here at Pershing Park in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. Foresters and the Oaks. The Oaks went down 1-2-3 to begin their half of the first inning. And now it's the Foresters' turn. Their lineup looks as follows. Ryan Cash from Oklahoma in the number 1 spot. Logan Allen behind him from Arkansas Fort Smith. Luke Ritter from Wichita State's batting in the 3rd spot. Cameron Warren cleaning up from Texas Tech. Connor Davis in the 5th spot from Auburn. Behind him batting in the 6th spot is John Jensen from UC Irvine. Michael Newstifter behind him in the 7th spot from Oklahoma State. Utah Jones in the 8th spot from North Greenville. And the final batter in the order will be Brandon Zaragoza from Oklahoma. Give you the Oaks field here in just a moment as Ryan Cash digs in. He was the hero 2 nights ago in the 10th inning. The Foresters and the Blues were playing up in Sinsheimer. In the 10th inning, he hit a go-ahead triple to eventually give the Foresters the win. First pitch from Justin Freeman misses outside for ball 1. Justin Freeman on the mound for the Oaks, heading to Hope International University by way of the University of San Diego. It'll be his 4th school in 5 years. Takes that pitch for a strike at the belt. Ryan Cash didn't like it. So far on the season, the righty who started off his career at George Washington University. This is his 5th start and 6th appearance. That one cracked up the middle, over to Tanner Wright. Glove flip over to first. Did he get him? He did. What a play by the Cal Lutheran second baseman for out number 1.
And you might say, how does a guy like that look so fluid with a play so difficult? And I'll tell you what, Tanner Wright practiced that in pregame. I watched him do it. These guys, they're so detailed with their preparation, so when they see a tough ground ball like that, they are more than prepared to make the play.
That'll bring up Logan Allen from Arkansas Fort Smith. Righty on righty here, the first pitch. Curveball low for ball 1. As I mentioned, for Justin Freeman, this is his 5th start. He's a 3-1 record in 25 innings. He has a 4.58 ERA. Joined the team late, and the Oaks have been very happy to have him. That one lifted out of play, though. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Logan Allen. Phenomenal center fielder, one of the best in the league.
Please return that foul ball for Brandon Giffard.
He's batting .350 on the season. Couple of home runs, 23 RBIs. That's good for 2nd on the team. That ball was fouled, and now both batter and pitcher are taking their time. Freeman played at Ventura College after George Washington. He was really good from there. Got many offers, or at least many looks for Major League squads. That one, another one fouled off. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Freeman finds himself ahead. And that's good. He's getting ahead in counts, and that's what you need to do against the Foresters. Now, even when you're ahead in a count, you're not safe, obviously. But these guys work very well when they're ahead in the count. If Freeman can show them that he won't back down, that he's controlling these at-bats, I could at least give the Foresters a little bit of pressure. Toes the rubber, kicks and fires the 1-2. Bouncing in the dirt. Swung and missed strike 3. The tag is applied just to be safe by Bryce Vitt. And out number 2 now on the board. Beautiful buried pitch right there from Justin Freeman.
And that's what Justin Freeman has to do today. He's got to locate the fastballs early in count and come back with that nasty curveball with 2 strikes. And he did that right there. He didn't hang a curveball. He put it in the dirt where nothing could happen off the bat of Allen. That's what he has to do going forward as well.
The order doesn't get much easier with Luke Ritter stepping in, takes a first pitch strike at the knees. He had a home run in the last game against the Oaks, He's batting .330. Has 5 big long shots. 31 RBIs. That leads the team. Takes 1 low to even the count. Ritter in his 2nd stint with this team from Wichita State. When the Foresters go to Wichita for the National Baseball Congress Tournament in early August, he'll be playing at his home field. Foresters, of course, have won that tournament over 20 times. That one, very hard down the right field line, but foul. And Freeman finds himself ahead in the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes once again for the 2nd consecutive batter. The Oaks trying to keep pace with these Foresters, and it won't be easy with their ace. I guess it's hard to say that the Foresters have an ace because they're all so good, but for all intents and purposes, a guy with a 1.08 ERA and Jackson Wolf would be their ace. The Oaks need to find a way to keep pace. Freeman offers the 1-2. Half-hearted swing. Nonetheless, it's called strike 3 at the knees. 2 consecutive strikeouts give 2 for Freeman on the game, and the Oaks put the Foresters down 1-2-3 here to end the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. 1 inning has come and gone here from Pershing Park. No score. The Oaks have Cockrell, Alexander, and West due up on the other side of the break. You're watching Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Left fielder number 35.
Batting .349. He has 5 home runs and 22 RBIs. His name is Chase Cockrell. You know him as the semifinalist for the Golden Spikes Award. But right now, he's the leadoff man for the Conejo Oaks here. To start off the second inning, no score. Both teams went 1-2-3 in their respective sides. Back in the first inning, just like that, Jackson Wolf back on the mound deals a beautiful first pitch strike to Cockrell.
And this is a high-powered matchup, Jonathan. Wolf and Cockrell. I mean, these guys are destined to make differences at the next level.
0-1, slapped right down across the plate. 0-2 now to Cockrell, whose bat has finally been heating up again. He went through a little bit of a slump yesterday, though. He had 2 RBIs. He reached base 3 times. 2 on singles, 1 on a fielder's choice. Did strike out twice, though, as well. The Oaks had a rough patch towards the late part of the game yesterday where they went down 13 in a row. That was a season high. The 0-2 to Cockrell, swinging a miss, strike 3 on the off-speed pitch. And Jackson Wolf kicks off the second inning where he left off back in the first inning with a swinging strikeout, his 3rd of the game.
Number 19, Elijah Alexander.
And that'll bring up Elijah Alexander now. If you're looking for a spark on the offensive side, Elijah Alexander can certainly give it to you on the season. For Mr. Alexander, he's batting .323, 3 homers, 15 RBIs. Lefty on lefty matchup begins. The first pitch up the middle, over the jumping glove of Zaragoza and in the left center field. Alexander rounds first, but he's going to put on the brakes. And just like that, as we mentioned, he's the spark plug for this offense. The Oaks get their first base runner on the game here with 1 out in the second inning.
That great swing from Elijah Alexander right there. Don't be surprised if maybe he tries to manufacture something on the base paths. Oaks, you're not going to string together too many hits against Wolf. Maybe it's time to, put the pedal to the metal.
Elijah has 7 stolen bases in 10 tries. I'm bringing up Bart West. Batting average creeping up near 300 as that first pitch misses upstairs for ball 1. He's batting .286. Very reliable bat. He does lead the team, though, in strikeouts with 30. He has drawn 14 walks. Good for 2nd on the team. Alexander, a step and a half lead off of first. The lefty offers. Beautiful fastball, waved at and missed for strike 1. Elijah Alexander's played here in the past. Back in his 1 stint with the Ventura College Pirates. They played at Santa Barbara City College, and so he knows this field pretty well. Of course, the Oaks were here 3 times last season, so many of the returners remember this area as well. 1-1, misses low for ball 2 here to Bart West, the USC Trojan, playing first base in today's game. The Oaks field is a little bit weird. They have McFarland and Wright, his first time in the outfield this season. He played left and right last year a little bit with the Oaks. And that gave Bart West the nod for first base. First, a pickoff attempt. Alexander back safely. That was a very pickoff attempt, or sneak off. It was a very sneaky pickoff attempt by a left-handed pitcher in Jackson Wolf. Toes the rubber. Checks Alexander and offers. Alexander's on the move. That one skied to right center field. Carrying, though, and making the catch is Logan Allen. Alexander didn't realize it. He hustles back to first base, but it doesn't matter. The ball is corralled by Warren. He tags the bag. And the second, or the top of the second, is over. On the fly out to 8, and then the 8-3 put out. A mistake on the base pass by Elijah Alexander ends the Oaks half of the second inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. No score to the bottom of the second inning we go after the break on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Number 45, Cameron.
Bottom of the second inning, Cameron Warren, Connor Davis, and John Jensen, the 3-2 up. Just like that, Freeman is back on the mound after the Oaks had a mental miscue on the base paths to end the second inning on their half of things. Now Freeman will do some more work after he retired the Foresters 1-2-3. The first pitch upstairs to Cameron Warren for ball one.
You can't miss up in the zone against the Foresters because they'll do heavy damage.
Warren takes a strike at the knees to even the count. Warren on the season batting .346. No homers, 6 RBIs. He only has 31 at-bats, though. Came late. That pitch misses low. 2 balls and a strike here from the Texas Tech product. He joined the team late because after Texas Tech got the early exit in the College World Series, took some time off, and then joined the Foresters. 2-1. Slapped down the right field line, but McFarland lets it go foul for strike 2. That evens the count. Apologize for the camera angle. It's a little bit wonky here where we're situated, so we'll do our best to be as descriptive on every play as possible. Once the sun sets, it should be a little bit easier. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the big right-handed hitter. Freeman deals a pitch in the dirt. He tried to bury it again. That's how he got Logan Allen to swing and a miss, but right there, nothing doing. Brings the count full. Freeman began his summer collegiate career in the Cape Cod League. He played 1 game and then transferred to the Oaks. Payoff pitch. Up the middle, on the hop, Freeman bobbles it, corrals it, and lobs it over to first for out number 1. It wasn't pretty, but he got the job done. And Justin Freeman helps his case right there.
Freeman's so disciplined on the mound. He doesn't, get into counts where he feels like he has to throw a fastball by the hitter. What he does is he works the count. He throws the right pitch always at the right time. And he was patient with the curveball. He threw a curveball 4 or 5 times that at-bat. And he was rewarded with a ground out.
Connor Davis now stepping in from Auburn. First pitch at the belt for strike 1. Davis is batting .282. He has 3 homers, 21 RBIs. He's also struck out 17 times and walked 7 in 80 at-bats. Pitch misses low to even the count to him.
Freeman's got to be throwing around like 50% curveballs right now.
Yeah, he's really mixing it up. That's good. He's not relying too much on one pitch, especially because the Foresters could pick up on that. Fastball, though, misses low. 2 balls and a strike. Of course, Bill Pintard, the skipper for the Foresters, a mastermind at scouting. He's the head Yankee scout, and he has been for over 30 years. So when he sees something on the field and he relays it to his players, the adjustments are made. It's all but over if you're the opposing team, unless you make an adjustment on your own end. 2-1, slapped back, right against the screen to even the count. But everybody's enjoying their Saturday. We certainly are here in beautiful Santa Barbara, California. No matter how you're watching or where you're watching, we appreciate you making Oaks baseball a part of your Saturday evening plans. The front end of a weekend series between these two teams. We'll be back tomorrow, 1:45 pregame, 2 o'clock first pitch for the final road game of the season for the Oaks. Payoff pitch, bounces in the dirt. And actually, that was the 2-2 pitch, my mistake. So now it brings the count full, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Davis. Second 3-2 count we've seen on the Foresters' offensive side. We saw Luke Ritter strike out looking on a 3-2 pitch. Right here, Freeman will hope for the same result to Connor Davis. Toes the rubber, rocks and fires the payoff pitch. Fastball slapped down the right field line, but foul. And once again, we'll do it at 3 balls and 2 strikes. We've seen a lot of those in 2 counts. Brandon Lewis had a 12-pitch at-bat on a 3-2 count. He ended up flying out to left. Luke Ritter had a 3-2 count. Right here, Cameron Warren has a 3-2 count.
Both the Foresters and the Oaks a tick off the fastball early in this ball game. When they both catch up, expect some runs on both sides.
Freeman takes a breath and takes the sign from Vitt. Toes the rubber and offers the 3-2. Popped up over to second base. Tanner Wright, just short of the grass, makes the catch for out number 2. Shout out to Jeffrey Francis watching from Malibu. Always love to hear from Coach Francis, one of our friends over on the other side of the computer, if you will. We had a great conversation with him on Wednesday at the prospect game. And everybody who's watching, we appreciate. Friend or foe, please give us your input on the YouTube chat. Lefty steps in, and John Jensen takes the first pitch over to second. On the move to his left is right over to West at first for out number 3. And the Oaks match the Foresters on the defensive end for the second consecutive time. Freeman retires them 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. No score through the first 2 here from Pershing Park. We'll be right back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Bailey Holbrook DHing in today's game will kick off the Oaks half of the third inning. Welcome back, everybody. To my right, Jordan Brenner. To my left, our producer, Sean McKinnon. And myself, Jonathan Rifkin, on hand for you for a good game. No score. Holbrook, Vitt, and Wright, the 3-up due for the Oaks. 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Wolf deals the first pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. Bale Holbrook came in as a pinch hitter last night in the 5th spot and was the final out of the game. He struck out looking on a fastball right down the heart of the plate from Clark Eater. Swings and misses at a low fastball for strike two. Holbrook began his collegiate baseball at Union University in Tennessee. Transferred to Moore Park. Didn't play at Moore Park, but still has 2 years of eligibility. He's searching for a home in the fall. Down on the count 0-2. Wolf deals. Holbrook takes that one backwards and stays alive here in the at-bat.
I think Holbrook just bought himself a low curveball after he just missed that high fastball. He was right on it.
Oh, sorry, Jordan. Go ahead.
Yeah, just got to stay on the off speed right here.
He's batting 114 on the season. He does have a home run. Switch hitter batting right now. The 0-2. Curveball, though, misses upstairs for ball one. 4 hits and 38 plate appearances and 35 at-bats. He's also struck out 13 times and walked 3. 1-2 pitch. Low for ball 2, and Holbrook fighting his way back into this count now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitcher and utility fielder. He threw a bullpen session yesterday. We haven't seen him pitch more than 2 innings this season. But he can do basically all of it. Swings and misses on the 2-2. Strike 3. 4th strikeout on the game for Wolf as he took something off there, and Holbrook goes down for the out. First out of the 3rd inning.
This game's flying by, Jonathan. So many strikeouts on both sides. Freeman's got his A stuff, and Jackson Wolf, he might have his B stuff, but it's playing like A stuff right now.
We don't know because he's just so talented. That'll bring up Bryce Vitt now, headed to Sonoma State by way of L.A. Pierce Junior College. The first pitch to the catcher. Cracked over to third. On the move is Jones on the second hop. He fires it over to first. A high catch, though, by Cam Warren. Retires Vitt for out number 2.
Second baseman, number 1, Tanner Wright.
Vitt was batting 205 prior to that bat. Now Tanner Wright stepping in. He's batting 317. 8 strikeouts, 8 walks, and 92 plate appearances. I think he and Elijah Alexander are the 2 spark plugs for this offense because they almost never strike out. They're very good at finding ways on base. The first pitch upstairs, though, to right for ball 1. Baseball Census came out with his profile yesterday. And they talked about how he's a Division III player who plays like a Division Ier, and that is absolutely the case. He competes with just about anybody. Slaps that one foul to even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Nice turnout here at Pershing. The bleachers all around us full. Hot dog smelling air as well as sea salt. Everybody catching a whiff of that. Very nice day here in Santa Barbara. 1 ball, 1 strike. The offering. Beautiful curveball waved at and missed for strike 2.
And the thing that makes Tanner Wright so consistent is that his swing is always the same. He always gets off an A-plus swing. His fundamentals are just sound.
Right here, though, in danger of striking out for the 9th time all season, the 1-2. Taken in the dirt for ball 2. You know what, Jordan? Look, the Oaks have only hit Wolf once. They've struck him out 4 times, but every single time, with the exception of Vitt, who grounded out on 1 pitch, the Oaks have gone deep in counts. And that's a big deal. Because at the end of the day, you're making the pitchers count so high that he has to think about that, right? Lifts one down the right field line, but it goes foul, and the count remains 2-2. But going deep in counts is important, especially when on the defensive side of things, your team is also playing well. Freeman not going deep in counts. Freeman has been very efficient. The Oaks trying to find a way to get Jackson Wolf off of the mound as quickly as possible, or at least generate a couple of base runners. Wolf brings that glove up to his face from the stretch, deals the 2-2, curveball outside. And Tanner Wright has worked his way to a 3-2 count.
Eyes like a hawk, Jonathan. He spots everything.
He and Will Pickett's have the eagle eye on this team. Quickly dealing now the payoff pitch. Slap down the left field line. This one, though, goes into the bullpen. And Tanner Wright stays alive here.
He was right on that fastball just a little bit early. I think that's the hardest hit ball we've seen from Tanner Wright all season.
Yeah, if he was a half a second later on it, that ball would have been gone. Wind blowing out to right center now, but very slow payoff pitch once again. Taken outside for ball 4. And Tanner Wright in a battle. Wins it on 7 pitches. That's the first walk drawn by the Oaks all game, and they have the speedy Tanner Wright at first base. Back to the top of the order now for Sam Shaken.
Tanner Wright just earned himself a scribble in a scout's notebook. Let me tell you what. Wow, what an at-bat.
There are plenty of scouts in attendance. I saw some Braves representatives, as well as some Red Sox representatives. Of course, Bill Pintard, a Yankees scout on the Foresters coaching staff. Shaken 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, digs in. Takes a fastball upstairs for ball 1.
And now you're seeing Jackson Wolf, the second time through the order. He's not throwing that first pitch strike as consistently. All of those tough at-bats the Oaks worked through the first time through the order. Looks like they're paying off right now.
Wolf eyeing right, deals the 0-1. That one misses low for ball 2. Newstifter almost framed that up at the knees, but his glove came down a little bit too low before he brought the frame up, and the umpire didn't bite. 2 balls and no strikes. Wright takes a 2.5 step lead off of first. The 2-0 offering, cracked foul down off the plate for strike number 1 in the at-bat.
In games like these, Jonathan, where you're not going to see too many hits on either side of the ball, walks are that much more important.
Generating base runners, no matter how you do it, is important because at the end of the day, 1 hit, 1 single, after a couple of drawn walks could change the game, whether it be for the best or for the worst. Time is called, pitcher's thrown, runner goes, but it doesn't matter. Shaken took a step out, and I think he did that on purpose. That's a mind game. Sometimes batters will do that to keep pitchers off balance because that was a fastball right at the knees. Maybe now they have to regenerate. Wolf has to figure out, what am I going to throw now because I can't throw the same exact pitch. Shaken might pick up on it.
Yeah, but I think Shaken just still an easy steal for Tanner Wright at first base.
2 balls and a strike. Wolf offers. Big swing, goes backwards. Behind the plate is the room. No, there's not, as it just clears the stands behind us. Newstifter went to the fence. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Sam Shaken. Everybody behind us was crouching for their lives. They're all in. It was kind of a mass hysteria for a second. Now they're all laughing it off.
Yeah, nobody could spot the ball in the sun.
It's hard. That sun will go down in the next 30 minutes or so, and you'll get a much better camera picture here on our broadcast, and everybody here can see the ball once it leaves the bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wolf toes the rubber. Rocks and fires. High fastball, cracked back off the screen, and the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Oaks trying to extend the inning with 2 outs, runner on first, with Brandon Lewis waiting on deck. If you can get him up to bat, even if he gets out, it will be a productive out, meaning he'll probably go deep in the count. He had a 12-pitch at-bat that did result in an out back in the first inning. 2-2 count. Shaken digs back in. Wolf is ready. He offers. Wright's on the move. Curveball misses outside. The throw is not in time, and Tanner Wright slides in safely. The Oaks now have a runner in scoring position, and Sam Shaken has a 3-2 count.
It was a great jump by Tanner Wright at first base. It was an off-speed pitch, so both of those things working in Wright's favor. But still, what a throw by Newstifter behind the plate to make that really close.
Tanner Wright just swiped his 7th bag of the season in 9 attempts. Two away, runner on second, payoff pitch. Slap to left center field. Making a diving catch. No, he can't. It goes past the glove of Davis. Coming in and scoring is Wright. Sam Shaken is on second, and the Oaks take an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. And as you said, Jordan, walks are so important. Tanner Wright walked, stole second, and 1 big hit gives the Oaks the momentum right now.
You know, the Oaks aren't known for playing small ball, but in a in a big game like this, they're starting to play it, and it's working out for them. Tanner Wright single-handedly earned that run for the Oaks. Obviously, Sam Shaken had a nice swing, but Tanner Wright earned that walk so well, and he stole second, and then came around to score.
In 27 innings pitched, Jackson Wolf has now only given up 4 earned runs. He only had 3 earned runs in 25 innings pitched coming into this game. That's how incredible he has been. And Sam Shaken coming in clutch. Now Bill Pintard is going to walk out as Newstifter is out on the mound tying his shoe. I'm not exactly sure what's going on.
Well, the left fielder was hurt on the play, and he's leaving the game.
Connor Davis went down. You're absolutely right on the dive. That's something you never want to see. And you're right. I guess a stoppage in play has nobody out and left right now. Looks like Tyler Hardman from Oklahoma will take the place of Connor Davis. That's a shame. You never, ever want to see a player go down via an injury, regardless of who they are, no matter what team they are on. At the end of the day, everybody's here for the same reason. They're all part of the same family. And we hope Connor Davis is okay, and it's just a precaution.
What's the left fielder's name? What's the left fielder's name?
The left fielder, as I mentioned, is Tyler Hardman from Oklahoma. As he goes out there and takes a couple of warm-up tosses. We're going to step aside for just a second. A very quick second. The Oaks have one around, and Sam's shaken on second for Brandon Lewis. 1-0. The Oaks lead with 2 outs. You're watching Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting. Now, we're not going to cut to a break. Looks like everybody's back and okay. Newstifter and Brandon Lewis going back to their respective positions, and Hardman out there in left, after taking a couple of warm-up tosses, is ready to go. Bill Pintard just wanted to make sure that his left fielder, Connor Davis, is okay, and we obviously want to make sure Connor Davis is okay. Very good prospect, batting in the 5th spot.
And let's talk about Sam Shaken right here. He took a pitch that he struck out on in the 1st inning, and he turned it into a very clutch RBI base hit to left field.
Oh, no, Utah Jones goes to left, and Tyler Hardman goes to third. I see what happened. Okay, that's the official switch. So from third into left goes Utah Jones, and now Tyler Hardman comes to third base. Nonetheless, though, Sam Shaken on second. Brandon Lewis digs in and takes a first pitch strike. He's 0 for 1 today with a fly out to left. I'm glad we caught that because that's a big change. Utah Jones, a multifaceted fielder from North Greenville University. And he has a lot of speed out there on left. Wolf offers the 0-1, slapped over to third, right to Hardman. Takes a couple steps and deals it over off the bag. Lewis tries to avoid the tag, but can, and Warren applies it for out number 3. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. The Oaks strand 1, but they take an early 1-0 lead. Justin Freeman back on the mound for the bottom of the 3rd inning when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Number 20.
The Oklahoma State catcher, Michael Newstifter, will lead things off here in the bottom of the third inning. Welcome back, everybody. Oaks up 1-0. Justin Freeman, who's retired the first 6 batters he's faced, takes the mound once again here and try to keep his Oaks in the lead. Jordan, how much confidence? And again, it's the Foresters, so not too much, but how much confidence and momentum do the Oaks have right now with the early lead as the first pitch comes in upstairs for ball 1?
Well, they have to have all the confidence in the world. I mean, Jackson Wolf's a guy where you don't know if you're going to score all game long, and to get one, that is infinitely valuable.
Freeman kicks and fires. That one cut back into the glove of Vitt for strike 1. Michael Newstifter batting .305 in his second stint with the Foresters. One of a few Oklahoma State products on this team. But only the one in the lineup. Curveball back up the middle. Freeman on the hop. Underhands it to Bart West for out number 1. Boy, Freeman looks stellar out there right now, doesn't he?
He certainly does, and the moment's not too big for him, and that's the biggest thing.
Sponsored by O'Connor Pest Control, left fielder number 2, Utah.
And that'll bring up Utah Jones, who moved from third to left after Connor Davis went down with an injury from North Greenville. He's very good. He has a home run against the Oaks this season, batting .259, which ironically is one of the worst batting averages on the team. Not even a bad batting average in general. The first pitch to the lefty. Lifted to right field. McFarland, though, has some space, and he makes the catch for out number 2. One pitch to retire Jones for out number 2. And the Oaks now have to face Brandon Zaragoza in the 9th spot. He's batting .259, He has 7 RBIs, no homers. Only 1 extra base hit in 99 plate appearances, this being lucky number 100. We'll see how lucky it is, though. Freeman so far has been really good. He offers the first pitch, a strike at the knees.
Friedman's got that flow going. He's right back on the rubber after every pitch, ready to go. Tells you he's feeling good.
Toes the rubber, kicks and fires, a fastball in the dirt. His best start came back on June 29th against the Orange County Riptide, where he went 7 1/3, only gave up 1 run, had 7 strikeouts, and only 6 hits. He looks very reminiscent of that performance. It's an off-speeder, paints the upstairs corner for strike 2. His composure, he's calm, and he is very much looking like that June 29th one. He bounces one in the dirt, check swing. No, he did not go, says the umpire, and Zaragoza faces a 2-2 count.
Yeah, and posture and mindset, it's everything for a pitcher. And Justin Freeman, we all know, he's got one of the best minds in the CCL.
Motivational speaker, he's writing a book. He deals the 2-2, slapped back off the screen and won't do it again. In the middle chapters, he's told me, and he talks about energy. He does this thing from time to time where he goes a day without talking, kind of like monks do in Vietnam or in Tibet. He says it's a way for himself to realize in certain situations some things are unnecessary to say. It gives him an opportunity to think before he speaks, and great way. Curveball over to third on the second hop, backhanded by Lewis. Over to first for out number 3. 9 up, 9 down. 1-2-3 inning once again for Justin Freeman. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base for the Foresters. The Oaks maintain a 1-0 lead. To the 4th inning we go. You're watching Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
McFarland.
Back here for the fourth inning, the Oaks up 1-0. They've looked very good, but Jackson Wolf has also looked very good on the Forrester side of things. And for everything play-by-play for the fourth, fifth, and sixth innings, my broadcasting partner, Jordan Brenner.
Thanks, Jonathan.
To start the fourth inning, here's Jordan McFarland. The first pitch off speed, taken at the knees, called a strike. McFarland struck out swinging his only time up today. The Oaks have mustered 2 hits and have manufactured 1 run so far, largely in part because of Tanner Wright's brilliance on the base path. Next pitch, another off-speed pitch. Fooled McFarland, takes it at the knees. Called strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Wolf comes set the pitch. A fastball, called strike 3 on the inside corner. Man, he's in some type of flow, and it doesn't look like that run last inning is bothering him very much, Jonathan.
Wolf was not messing around. I look down at my scorebook for 1 second. I look up, and all of a sudden, McFarland's at-bat is over. That's how quickly Wolf worked, and McFarland seemed off balance that entire time he was in the batter's box.
Chase Cockrell up for his second plate appearance. Swings at the first pitch, an off-speeder. Rolled on the ground to the left side, but foul. It's 0-1. Cockrell, like many Oaks today, struck out. He's 0 for 1. Digs in for the 0-1 pitch. Wolf comes set. Here's the offering. Swing and a miss on the fastball upstairs. Nobody, and I mean nobody's going to get to that fastball upstairs.
Oh, goodness. That's in the mid-90s. You can tell with no gun here just how quick that is. Cockrell wasn't even close.
0-2, the raise of the knee. Here's the pitch. Another fastball almost hits Cockrell, but he dodges it in time. 1-2. On deck, Elijah Alexander. Alexander got the first hit for Caneo today, but was then doubled off first. The pitch to Cockrell off speed. He begins to go. Did he hold up? Yes, he did, says the first base umpire. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chase has started to heat up recently. Wolf delivers the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul ball off the fence. Behind home plate, a nice snag by Alexander in the on-deck circle. And we'll do 2-2 again.
He's good in the outfield. He's good in the batter's box. He can make plays from the on-deck circle. Maybe add that as his 6th tool.
Oh, yeah. Wolf, a long look in, and now finally the 2-2 pitch. Fastball, Cockrell hits it hard, and it rolls up the middle for a base hit. Chase checks in his first base hit of the day, and Caneo now 3 hits in the ball game. A runner on for Elijah Alexander.
Patience and small ball are going to be key here. Last night, the Oaks gave up to the Blues 14 hits, only 1 extra base hit on a triple. Every other hit, all 13 other hits were singles. The Oaks trying to do their best impression of that here because they're probably not going to win with the long ball. They're going to have to find a way to manufacture base runners by way of grounders into the outfield and maybe some bloop singles.
The left-on-left matchup. Wolf checks the runner. Here's the first pitch to Alexander. A big curveball loops in there for strike 1.
You know what's funny about Elijah Alexander here, Jordan, is I don't think he's fazed by the lefty-on-lefty matchup. He had that monster home run against the left-handed pitcher a couple of weeks ago. He already has a hit here today.
Yeah, it almost makes him stay in a little bit longer against the lefty. Sees another curveball, and what do you know? He lines it into left field for a base hit. 2 straight base hits after the McFarland strikeout, and Caneo's threatening again. First and second and out for the hot Bart West.
I want to thank Elijah Alexander for making me look like a genius right there.
Jonathan, you always look like a genius, but
oh, no, I don't, but I appreciate the sentiment. But, you know, it's amazing to see a batter who just doesn't care who the hand is. You know, left-handed batters, it's all in their head. They look at a pitcher and they say, okay, it's a lefty pitcher. I'm a left-handed batter. I'm going to have a tougher time. That's not the case with Elijah.
Bart West flew into a double play his only time up today. Looks at a fastball just a little bit inside, 1-0. And Bart West creeping up towards 290. Sits at 286 right now with a home run and 15 RBIs. Wolf in trouble again, the 1-0 pitch. This time off the plate as well, and it's 2-0. Bart West hit his first home run of the season earlier this week back in Pasadena against the Arroyo Seco Saints. And he's been swinging the bat very well in recent weeks.
They need it, especially with the big playoff push picking up.
2-0, 2 on. Wolf checks the runner at second. Now comes set. One more check, and here's the pitch. Fastball low. It's 3-0.
None of these balls are missing particularly far outside the strike zone. The first two pitches could have gone either way. That pitch was obviously low, but that's good for West because I think Wolf now has to try to over-adjust, and he could make a mistake.
And it all goes back to those great at-bats the first time through the order. Bart West takes a fastball, and it's 3-1.
West wasn't happy with it. Sorry, Jordan, but I think that very much was a strike at the belt.
Yeah, especially with how tight the zone has been. Wolf deserved that one for sure. 3 balls, 1 strike. A check of the runner, the pitch. High, ball 4, and the bases are now loaded for Bailey Holbrook. And now a meeting on the mound. Bailey today is 0 for 1. He was clearly outmatched his first time up with the strikeout. But we all know what type of power he has, especially from the right side. It was revealed to us last week that Bailey Holbrook's a natural right-handed hitter and actually taught himself how to hit lefty in high school. The pitching coach is going to come out to talk to Jackson Wolf. He didn't even know it until the coach got there.
Yeah, Jackson only 8 walks in 25 innings coming into this game. 2 walks already through the first 4. The Oaks, I don't know what they've done to get into his head. Maybe it was that early run. Maybe it was the deep in counts. I think that had to be it because when you're a pitcher and you come on, you have all the confidence in the world. He strikes out 2 of the 3 batters in the first inning, makes the Oaks go 1, 2, 3, starts off the second with a strikeout, and then all of a sudden the Oaks take him deep in counts. And now you're thinking, okay, how do I get these guys to swing and miss? How do I get the guys to look at tough pitches? The problem is the tough pitches that the Oaks have been taking have been missing the strike zone. The eye of the Oak has been so good so far today that I think it's got Jackson Wolf off guard. And that's put pressure on him, and now the Oaks are in the driver's seat because of it.
Yeah, it's unbelievable what just a little bit of confidence can do for a team. And the Oaks have the Foresters right where they want them in this enormous CCL matchup. Holbrook steps in. 0 for 1, as I mentioned, with the strikeout. Cockerell on third, Elijah Alexander on second, and Bart West off of first. Jackson Wolf, the first pitch. Off the plate, 1-0. And already an improvement for Holbrook in this at-bat. He's ahead in the count. Waiting for his pitch. Wolf comes set. The 1-0 toss. Here it is. Holbrook swings and fouls one back to even the count at 1.
You know Holbrook's hungry.
Oh, yeah. And we have a big crowd today, Jonathan. Bigger than usual here at Pershing Park for the Foresters.
It's a rivalry game.
Yeah,
Everybody has to come.
I was about to say. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Curveball upstairs, and it's 2-1.
And Bailey, a couple of games ago, drew a walk that brought in a run. I know he wants a hit. I know he wants a home run. I know he wants RBIs by way of his bat. But at the end of the day, if he can manufacture a run on the board by way of a walk, that's just
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Caneo is on top 3-0. Sam Shaken just hit a base hit to right field, and now we stand in a 1-0 count to Brandon Lewis. The pitcher is still Jackson Wolf. He delivers a pitch. He throws it right by Brandon Lewis to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. The Oaks scored their 2 runs on a Bailey Holbrook 2 RBI base hit to right field. The Oaks, however, couldn't get any more runs. They stranded 2 batters to end that inning. But once again, they are on top 3-0. A pitch to Lewis, swing and a miss. A curveball at the belt, and the count is 1-2. Brandon Lewis today is 0 for 2. A fly out to left and a ground out. All right, we're in the 5th inning. Elijah Alexander lays down a bunt in foul territory. Let me catch you up on what's been going on. The Oaks have tacked on 2 more runs here in this inning, and it's 5-0. Here's how it happened. Jackson Wolf was replaced by Dane Acker from Rice. He's come into the game, given up 1 hit. That was an RBI single to Jordan McFarland, and then Chase Cockrell grounded to the shortstop. It was bobbled for an error, and coming in to score was Brandon Lewis. So 5-0, 0-1 to Alexander, fouled back, and the count is 0-2. Jackson Wolf's final line, 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. Then it was 3, and now he's up to 4, or actually 5 earned runs now, and 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Dane Acker peers in for his sign. No balls, 2 strikes. McFarland on second, Cockrell on first. The pitch. Alexander fouls another one back. Out of play. The Oaks were held scoreless in the first 2 innings. They put up 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 2. Bart West is the new hitter trying to check in on this big special day for the Caneo Oaks. West is 0 for 1. A fly out, which turned into a double play, and he also walked. West does his pre-swing ritual, steps into the batter's box. Ecker checks the runner. Kicks and offers. That's an off-speed pitch at the chest, called a strike. It's 0-1. Almost shock here in Santa Barbara. Foresters fans can't believe it. Nobody has played them this tough. Oh, and 1 to Bart West. Ecker stares in, and now he's going to call a new stifter to the mound. There's going to be a meeting. So far in this inning, 3 runs, 3 hits, an error as well. Still nobody out. Elijah Alexander is on first base, and on second base is Chase Cockrell. Now back ready for baseball. Ecker and Newstifter have not been on the same page. Kicks and offers. The pitch in the dirt gets away from Newstifter. Both runners will advance. Newstifter can't find the ball. And here comes Chase Cockrell to the plate. He slides in. He's safe. 7-0 Oaks. Alexander goes to third base on a heads-up base running play from Chase Cockrell.
Wow. Chase Cockrell showing off the wheels right there. Did a great job beating out the throw to the plate, and the Oaks, I don't know what's in the air here in Santa Barbara, but the Oaks are feeding off of it, and they have taken a commanding lead right now.
7-0. Ecker comes set. Here's the pitch to Bart West. A ground ball to the shortstop. The infield was playing in the throw to the plate. Alexander is out at home for the first out of the inning. A heads-up play by Zaragoza, the shortstop. The infield was in. He fielded the ground ball without hesitation through to the catcher Newstifter and got Alexander at the plate. Bart West will go to first base on the fielder's choice. and he's now 0 for 2 today. Bailey Holbrook, who had the huge 2 RBI base hit last inning to really get the party started, now comes to bat from the left side of the plate. He's 1 for 2. Both of his first at-bats came from the right side. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0 to Holbrook.
Bailey really jump-started the big explosion for the Oaks. They'll look to do it again here.
1-0. Hecker gets his sign from the belt. Here's the offering. Big swing and a miss, 1-1.
Let's go, Bailey! Drive one now.
Every Oak has been aboard except for Bryce Vitt today. He'll have a chance the next at bat, and the next pitch comes in off the plate, 2-1.
Let's go now.
Vitt's on deck, actually, followed by Tanner Wright. And then if the inning continues, Sam Shaken will come aboard again. That would mean the Oaks have hit around. 2-1 pitch. Holbrook swings through a high fastball. 4 strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sun's almost completely set.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we'll be able to see something. Jonathan and I have been covering our eyes.
I have to say, though, at least we can see something. Again, we apologize for the camera technical difficulties.
Absolutely. If we could give you the camera, believe us, we would.
We're working on it.
2-2. Holbrook fouls one off. Just barely tips it to stay alive. In and out of the glove of Newstifter.
And Bailey trying to be the first batter we've seen in the CCL to get a hit from both sides of the plate in a game.
Really?
I can't tell you the last time I've seen a person live in any level of baseball do that.
I'm sure it's happened.
Oh, absolutely, but this season, at least from an Oaks perspective, we haven't yet to see it.
2 balls, 2 strikes to throw to first base. West just in time. He doesn't slide, but he gets back in safely. And as the Oaks have added more runs, the crowd's gotten smaller. Holbrook fights off another one, a foul tip off the plate and out of play. And he keeps fighting just as the Oaks have all day long. The count is still 2-2. Seven runs on 7 hits. For Caneo, no runs, no hits. And Holbrook in a strikeout swinging on a fastball. Foul tipped into the glove of Newstifter, who holds on this time. For Newstifter, his first strikeout, and only the second out of the inning for Santa Barbara.
Let's go, Bryce!
Bryce Vitt, the new hitter, 0 for 2, a strikeout looking, and a 5-3 ground out. Trying to become the final Oak to reach base today. Everybody else has achieved that feat so far. Bart West still on first base. The first pitch in there, called a strike at the knees. A fastball, a zipping one, and a good frame from Newstifter. Fits behind 0-1. Deep breath, the pitch. 0-1 hit hard up the middle. Another hit, and what do you know? Bryce Vitt is aboard the first time today. He's 1 for 3, and now every Caneo Oak who has come to the plate has gotten aboard. This is some type of meltdown for the Foresters and some type of game for the Caneo Oaks. This is thoroughly enjoyable for both of us, Jonathan.
Yeah, the Oaks really bouncing back from a tough game yesterday, forcing the issue, I should say, on the Foresters, and every Oaks player absolutely scorching hot right now. They're hungry for a win, and this is the biggest game of the season so far.
And no lead is safe. The Oaks know that better than anyone after the blown 5-0 lead yesterday. First pitch to Tanner Wright comes in low. A ball and no strikes. So they're going to continue swinging the bats. No lead is safe against this team, Jonathan.
No, not even close. So this is the highest performing offense in the country in the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Tanner Wright hits one hard over the glove of Cashin into right field. Around third, coming home to score, Bart West, 8-0 Caneo, and they're not done.
I'm almost speechless. To our right, we have some Oaks fans, but the rest of the fans here at Pershing Park are dead silent. It is incredible what the Oaks are doing right now, something that no other team has done this season. This is the largest lead by an opposing team over the Foresters all season long.
And the Oaks have hit around. Sam Shaken, who led off the inning with a base hit to right field, is up again. 5 around in the inning so far. Ecker checks the runner. His first pitch to Shaken, a swing and a foul ball. Back into the glove, 0-1.
Big spot here for Shaken. Really broke out of the slump he had. 2 hits so far, looking for another one.
0-1 pitch to Shake. Call of a strike, maybe a little bit low, but the Oaks aren't complaining.
No, that was a good frame by Newstifter, too.
It was. What an inning it's been. And there's going to be a time called at first base. Coach Solis having a quick conversation with Tanner Wright. And I think they're going to call for a pinch runner. Tanner Wright looks to be shaken up, and Will Pickett's is going to come into the game to replace him. You hate to see that for Tanner Wright, who's been dealing with an injury recently. Finally came back to the lineup, started producing immediately. But lucky for the Oaks, Will Pickett's is just as productive as Tanner Wright. And being able to plug him into the lineup, that's very valuable.
The only difference I would say is the speed. Tanner Wright's so fast and also doesn't strike out. Pickett's, though, does have an eagle eye as well. So from the plate, you're not losing too much, but in the field, you're losing a little bit of speed.
Ecker checks the runner. The pitch to Shaken. A ground ball. Will it get through? No. A nice play. Zara goes to the cash, but he dropped the ball. And around third scoring is Bryce Vitt. Wow. Another error for the Foresters. And the Oaks just continue to pour it on. Make that 6 runs in the inning. And let me count this up. It's going to take a second. But how about 9-0 Oaks?
Not only that, here was the problem. Zaragoza at short made a great play, but he threw the ball a second when Ryan Cash wasn't even there. Cash got over to the bag after the ball passed the bag, and nobody was there to corral it. That allowed Vitt to come in, and the Oaks are trying to push the lead to double digits now.
Unbelievable. 6 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors so far in the inning. Brandon Lewis now steps in, takes a fastball up and in. He has to get out of the way to avoid getting hit, and the count is 1-0.
If you're the Foresters, to have to face the Oaks once again with the middle of the order up, a tall task.
And Lewis was hit by a pitch to early on in this inning. He came around to score. Hits one hard, but foul down the right side. It's 1-1.
The wind has shifted, now blowing down the right field line. A little bit steadier than earlier, but still beneficial to left-handed batters, though not hard enough to really hurt right-handed batters. Brandon Lewis can pop that ball all over the field, though.
1 ball, 1 strike to the powerful right-handed batter. No hit so far today, but as I mentioned, a hit by pitch and a run scored. From Ecker. Hit hard to the shortstop. This time the exchange is made. Zaragoza to Cash to finally retire the side. What an inning for the Oaks. Perhaps the best one we've seen all season long. 6 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, 2 left aboard. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Oaks on top, 9-0. Don't go anywhere on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. The bottom of the 5th inning, and the Oaks have put on 9 runs. They're up 9-0, but another major storyline has been Justin Freeman completely shutting down the Santa Barbara Foresters today. His first pitch resides low. It's 1-0. Freeman has been so good. And I can't say it directly, but I'll put it this way. 4 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. Next pitch fouled off. And the count is 1-1.
Very wise not to go with the broadcaster's jinx there. Very wise not to go with the broadcaster's jinx. I know what you're going to say, and we're going to avoid saying it.
We are. 1 ball, 1 strike to Cameron Warren. And it's in the dirt and past the glove of Bryce Vitt to make the count 2-1.
And you were the catalyst of some bad broadcasters' jinxes last night, Jordan. So
I was.
I think holding our tongues is the best for everybody right now.
Warren 0 for 1 with a ground out. It went right back to the pitcher, Freeman, who tossed it over to Bart West to get the out. 2 balls a strike. Freeman, a long look in. A deep breath on the pitch. Curveball fouled back to the screen. And the count even at 2-2. Freeman has struck out 4 Santa Barbara Foresters. 2 of the swinging variety and 2 of the looking variety. In position to get his 5th right here. Gets his sign. Raises the knee in the pitch. Hit hard to the shortstop, shaken. Backhand over to first base on the sidearm throw. In time for the 6-3 putout. So a tough, hard-fought out for Justin Freeman. And the new hitter is Connor Davis. Connor Davis left the game.
Yeah, it's Tyler Hardman, excuse me.
Tyler Hardman from Oklahoma in for his first at-bat. Davis ends the game 0 for 1 with a pop-out. Hope he is okay. He left the game with an injury in left field. First pitch, loud sound, but a pop-out into right field. Coming in to get it, McFarland, and he grabs it for 2 quick outs here in the 5th inning. I couldn't see that one for a second, but luckily we were able to spot it.
Yeah, the sun is brutal for sure. So, folks, I just want to let you know, I think we're going to keep it to audio only for the rest of the broadcast. Our camera is absolutely shot, so early tomorrow morning we're going to have to go and get a new one, which is fine. Well, we're okay with that, but don't worry, this will be just temporary.
John Jensen, 0 for 1 with a ground out. Freeman comes to set, delivers a pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-0. Fastball, curveball change for Freeman all have been on display here today, particularly the curveball. 1-0. And through the middle, the first hit for the Santa Barbara Foresters. It wasn't particularly well struck, but it gets through. And finally, they get there first.
Yeah, Freeman has been so good, but at some point, the bat will get hot for one of these Forester players. They are also very good at making contact. Only 4 strikeouts on the game for Freeman, so eventually one was going to fall, and right there, it came by way of John Jensen.
Freeman retired 14 in a row to start the ball game off and gives up a base hit on the ground through the middle to Jensen. As Michael Newstifter comes in, grounded out back to the pitcher in the 3rd inning. The catcher out of Oklahoma State was busy behind the plate last inning, and now a chance to come to the plate. First pitch, off speed high, 1-0. Freeman comes to set, gets his sign from Vitt, checks the runner for the first time today, and from the stretch, delivers the pitch. A fly ball to right field. McFarland on the run. It's deep, and it's going to get down in the corner. Coming around third and scoring is Jensen. And on second base with a stand-up double, Michael Newstifter. And we all knew they had it in the tank, but The Santa Barbara Foresters strike lightning here and get on the board. Lucky for the Oaks, they're still down 8 runs.
I was going to say the 9-0 lead, now 9-1. Look, it's something for the Foresters. If anybody's going to come back from a deficit like this, it's probably going to be the Santa Barbara Foresters, but the Oaks have been able to separate themselves, and that's a big deal right now because you know the Foresters will put on some runs.
First pitch to Utah Jones, low, ball 1. And worth noting, that was the first time today Justin Freeman had to throw from the stretch. He was winding up every at-bat before Michael Newstifter, and he took advantage. Runner on second base, 2 outs. A jam shot foul ball out of play to the left side. And the count is 1-1. Jensen hit a base hit up the middle. Newstifter doubled him in to right field, and now Utah Jones, the last hope, with 2 outs in the inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. A long look in. Freeman finally comes set, checks the runner, and here's the pitch. In the dirt, good block from Vitt, digs it out of the dirt. And the count is 2-1. Jones from North Greenville hit a hard fly ball to right field, but it was caught by McFarland back in the 3rd inning. Next pitch, ground ball. It's off the glove of Bart West. And that's going to be an error by West, and held at third base is Newstifter. And the Oaks, similar to the Foresters last inning, having trouble catching the ball right here. That's going to be called an error on Bart West, the first of the game for the Oaks, and Bryce Vitt is going to go have a meeting on the mound with Justin Freeman, trying to calm him down. It was a quick meeting. We've talked about so far today how good a head on the shoulder, or how good a head Justin Freeman has on his shoulders. Such a smart guy.
Very composed.
Yeah, he is. On the corners, the new hitter Brandon Zaragoza takes a first pitch fastball at the knees for strike 1. We're about 5 minutes from sunset, which will allow all the fans and us broadcasters to see the field. 0-1 pitch from Freeman, low for ball 1. Reiteration of your Oaks field. West Pickett's right side, Shaken Lewis left side. McFarland, Alexander, Cockrell your outfield, and Bryce Vitt doing the catching behind the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Freeman, a deep breath, checks the runner, the pitch. Ground ball to Shaken. He fields, goes the short route to Pickett's for the final out of the inning. But the Foresters strike for a run on 2 hits, an error, and they strand 2 aboard. 9-1 Caneo as we head to the 6th inning. You're listening to Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. We're back for the top of the 6th inning. New pitcher is Bailey Reed. Dean Acker's day is done. He only went 2/3 of an inning. 4 hits, 4 earned runs, no walks, and a strikeout. Bailey Reed attends Westmont University, is a junior.
Yeah, he actually, Westmont doesn't play on this field. They play right across the street out here in Santa Barbara. So he's familiar with the area.
Yeah, from Palos Verdes, California. Sorry, go ahead, John.
He's the only NAIA player on this team.
First pitch to McFarland, high. It's 1-0. Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me that they only have one NAIA player. All these guys are big-time Division I athletes. 1-0 to McFarland. On the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. McFarland is 1 for 3, a strikeout looking, a strikeout swinging, but broke through with an RBI base hit to right field last inning. The 1-1 pitch, off speed at the knees, called a strike. McFarland not happy.
And sorry, Jordan, that's Newstifter just framing pitches all over the place. He's really been saving his pitchers a couple of balls.
1-2. Reed shakes off. Newstifter now comes set. From the belt, the pitch. Call, strike 3 at the knees. McFarland is not happy. He's going to have a word with the umpire. And now head back to the dugout with his 3rd strikeout of the ball game.
Yeah, he's looked at 2 and waved and missed at 1. That is a rough outing so far if you're Jordan McFarland, a batter who's very consistent, normally puts the bat to the ball very well. But right there, just the bat never left his shoulders.
Chase Cockrell, 1 for 3. Reached on an error last inning. Also has a base hit and 2 runs scored. Nobody on for Chase. Outside, 1-0. The sun has finally set and the sunglasses come off. Cockrell has emerged the last few games after maybe the biggest slump of his career, because this guy almost rarely slumps. Next pitch comes in low. 2 balls, no strikes. But Cockrell hasn't gone deep in a long time. He's definitely due. Sits with 5 home runs on the season. He did come in late after postseason baseball with Ole Miss and swings through a high fastball to put the count at 2-1. Cockrell, despite his slump, still hitting .349 with an on-base percentage at .440. 5 home runs, 22 RBIs. Has also struck out 27 times. Not the number he's looking for, but still a great year. Off speed is high, 3 balls and a strike. Wonderful day in Santa Barbara. Only a couple blocks from the Pacific Ocean. Wonderful beach town, but they also love their baseball here. 3-1, Cockrell, a foul tip back into the glove of Newstifter, and the count is full.
And that evening coastal breeze really picking up now. It is freezing with that wind chill.
Oh yeah, absolutely it is. Luckily we got our warm Caneo Oak sweatshirts. 3-2, swing and a miss. Cockrell's 2nd strikeout of the day, the 2nd on the ball game, and 2 batters faced for Reed. And Elijah Alexander, the 3rd Oak to come to bat this inning with 2 outs. Nobody on. Alexander today, he's 3 for 3, 3 base hits. 1 run scored. He's been caught on the base paths twice. In the 2nd inning, he was doubled off first base. And in the 5th inning, he was tagged out at home trying to score on a ground ball to shortstop. Alexander launches one to deep center field. Way back at the track and making the catch 385 feet away is Logan Allen to complete a much-needed 1-2-3 inning for the Foresters. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left aboard. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 9-1 Oaks on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. First pitch is off the plate, 1-0. Justin Freeman to Ryan Cash. Cash is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Next pitch, he swings and fouls one back. Almost tumbles to his knees. He swung a little bit too hard.
So I just want to inform our viewers that our camera has just gotten back online. So in the next half inning, we're going to restart our production. We're going to go offline for just a moment. When we come back, there will be video.
1-1 pitch in the dirt, 2-1.
So some good news along with the Oaks maintaining a 9-1 lead.
2 balls a strike. Freeman gets his sign from Vitt. From the belt, a deep breath and the pitch. In the dirt again. He spiked what looked to be a changeup, and the count is 3-1. Forster's in unfamiliar territory to say the least. Haven't been thrown around like this all summer long.
The Oaks making him look like a lowly bottom of the CCL team.
3-1 lined, but right to Lewis, who snags it at third base. That was destined for extra bases down the left field line, but proper positioning for the Oaks defense leads to the first out of the inning.
Lewis didn't have to move anywhere to make that catch. Good outside fastball for Freeman, had Cash pulling it, and it curled right into the glove of the third baseman.
Logan Allen 0 for 2, swings at the first pitch, lifts it out into the park behind us, 0-1. Usually we see the kids go running after the ball, but today it's the adults making a trek to go get a baseball.
Children at heart.
No balls a strike. The pitch. A big curveball bounces by Bryce Vitt. Ball and a strike.
I always tell my mom that I think adults are just children who think they're more mature, so at the end of the day.
That still doesn't stop my mother from making sure I don't talk back to her. 1-1, ground ball, a bouncer to Shaken. Fields has to hurry, sidearm to Bart West. 2 outs here in the 6th inning.
This Oaks team looks like the best team in the CCL right now. Freeman is unbelievable. 1 run fine. Who cares? His pitch count is so good. He's in the 60s right now in the 6th inning. The offense is hitting. The defense is there. And as the sun sets, the Oaks are still maintaining the light here in Santa Barbara.
Luke Ritter, first pitch, inside corner, called a strike. Ritter can't believe it. He's had himself a tough day. A strikeout looking, a strikeout swinging. Luke Ritter entered the day a .330 hitter with 5 home runs and 31 RBIs. Next pitch, he's swinging, pops it back into the park. 0-2.
Freeman out ahead once again. More often than not this game, we've seen him out ahead. And now an opportunity to try and put the door, or close the door here in the 6th inning, I should say.
0-2 pitch from Freeman. Come set, here's the pitch. Low for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Now he's gone with 3 fastballs. What do? You open up the door, you can go back to a fastball because the batter might be thinking breaking pitch, or because you've established the zone with the fastball, you can throw a breaking pitch right here.
Let's see what he goes with. 1-2. Toes the rubber and fires. Swing and a miss. Off speeder in the dirt. Bryce Vitt caught it. And 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. We've grown accustomed to saying that for Justin Freeman today. Receives high fives from his dugout. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. The Oaks come to bat in the top of the 7th when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network.
Back here, we did promise video, but the camera, as we tried to create the video, once again broke. So unfortunately, we're just going to stick with audio for the rest of the broadcast, but we appreciate you bearing with us. Bart West led off. The Oaks half of the 7th inning with a walk back here. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. Doing play-by-play is Bailey Holbrook. Swings and misses at a pitch for another strike. He's down in the count 1-2. Bart West was ahead in count 3-1 and took ball 4, so he's at first base. The Oaks up 9-1. Again, we appreciate you bearing with us tomorrow for the second half of this weekend series. We promise there will be video for the rest, not only for tomorrow, but for the rest of the season. Holbrook fouls off the ball, right back to the umpire. Snazzy backhand catch by him. 1-2 strikes. The count remains here to Bailey Holbrook.
Yeah, that's quite the handwork from the umpire behind the plate. He's endured long innings, but he's still as sharp as ever behind the plate.
Bailey Reed still on the mound from Westmont. All Santa Barbara his home year-round now. Westmont, of course, right across the street. Holbrook lines one past the first baseman's glove of Warren and into right field, and he's on with a single. Bailey Holbrook, have a day. He's on first, West on second. Time is called as Michael Newstifter behind the dish wants to have a conversation
Number 11.
with the man on the mound, Bailey Reed.
And Jonathan, that's a hit right-handed and that's a hit left-handed for Bailey Holbrook.
There it is, the first switch hitter all season that we've seen get a hit from both sides of the plate in a ball game. Holbrook is having a breakout game. He's on first, and now Bryce Vitt stepping in. It has a single to run scored. Takes a pitch upstairs for ball 1. Also has a strikeout and a ground out. Reed toes the rubber. West on first, or excuse me, West on second. Holbrook on first. Will Pickett's waiting on deck. Reed checks West and offers that pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to even the count. 1 ball and 1 strike now. Game update, the catcher up over the Packers 3-1 in the 7th inning. That's a huge game. The Packers lose and the Oaks win. Everything is in a jumble in the standings. Curveball fouled off out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now that a future Sonoma State catcher just committed a couple of weeks ago. The sun is setting now over the hills. The clouds are painted orange across the night sky. It is absolutely picturesque here from Pershing Park. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reed comes set, rocks and fires. Curveball out off the screen. We'll do it again at 1-2 here to Bryce Vitt. 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error for the Oaks. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters. Foresters up 2-0 in the season series. Tomorrow will be the final matchup of the regular season between these two teams. The Foresters in the playoffs have locked up the number 1 seed. 1-2 in. Called strike 3 at the belt. Vitt knew it. He started to walk back to the dugout before the umpire called the strike 3. And Reed gets his first punch out of the game by way of Bryce Vitt, out number 1. Actually, that's his second punch out. But regardless, out number 1 is on the board. Holbrook still at first. Wet's at second, and now Pickett's digging in here. Comes in place of Tanner Wright, who was pulled from first base in the 5th inning after he was shaken up. And for Will Pickett's, his batting average is still climbing. The first pitch, no, first time is called. He's batting .227 on the season. He's 12 RBIs, 12 walks, and 12 strikeouts. His on-base percentage, though, .368. That's very good for his batting average. The first pitch to him, a strike on the inside corner. Hope everybody's enjoying their Friday evening. No matter how you're listening or where you're listening, we appreciate you making Oaks Baseball a part of your Saturday evening plans, albeit you probably hope to watch Oaks Baseball. Again, we apologize, but it's the best we can do for now, considering the circumstances. The strike is at the knees. 0-2 now to Pickett's. 2 on, 1 away The Oaks up 9-1 here in the top of the 7th, and a very exciting ball game. That big 5th inning really exploded. The game wide open for the Oaks. The Foresters playing from behind. A rare situation for them. Curveball upstairs to Pickett's. Puts a ball on the board now.
And Pickett's didn't expect to see any at-bats today. It was supposed to be Tanner Wright's day, but Wright left the game with an injury. Pickett's, however, always prepared to do battle at the plate.
Holbrook takes a step off of first. West 2 steps off of second. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Cracks back into the glove of New Stifter for strike 3. What a catch by the catcher. 4 punch-outs now on the game for Reed, and 2 outs now in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, just gearing back was Reed. He threw it right by Pickett's, who's going to stop and tell Brandon Lewis in the on-deck circle what he saw.
First, Sam Shakin stepping in. Brandon Lewis, as you mentioned, on deck. Should we get that far? Shakin is 2 for 3 today. First pitch, low for ball 1. Gets away from New Stifter. On the move is West the third. Holbrook to second. And on the dropped ball, or a passed ball, if you will, the Oaks put runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Sam Shakin, he can knock one to no man's land. The Oaks could extend their lead into double digits. Chilly evening here, dropped into the 60s. I don't think we've seen 60-degree weather for quite some time here in Southern California. Last night, even up in SLO, while it was cool, it was humid. Pitch misses upstairs to Shakin for a ball. That's ball 2 to him. 2 balls and no strikes to the Valparaiso Crusader. 2 on in scoring position, 2 away. The Oaks up 9-1. Reed toes the rubber, rocks and fires that pitch upstairs. And Shakin's worked himself into a favorable 3 balls and no strikes count. Brandon Lewis, just to our right, you can hear him whipping that batter. I mean, he is, talk about how powerful it is. We can hear the bat whistle through the air. He's not even batting to, or hitting to his full potential on the on-deck circle. Shakin takes a strike at the knees, 3-1 the count to him. Brandon Lewis, the front runner for MVP of the CCL. That'll be awarded next week during the playoffs. Regardless of if the Oaks are in the playoffs or not, we will be the official voice of the CCL for those playoffs. Promise you there'll be video for that. Pitch just catches the bottom of the zone to Shakin. He thought it was ball 4 as he started to stride towards first. But nope, the umpire disagreed with him, and now he faces a full count.
That's a tough pitch from Shakin, but not one you're going to argue in a blowout like this.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and 2 on. The Oaks up 9-1. Reed offers. Cracked down the right field line, but out of play. That was a high fastball that jammed Shakin. Did a good job fighting it off. He didn't have to. He could have taken it for ball 4, but Sam Shakin doesn't like to show any contentment, if you will.
Yeah, and that was a pitch that started well high above the strike zone, but Shakin in protect mode was able to fight that one off.
Reed from the stretch at the belt offers the 3-2. Another high fastball cracked back into the glove of New Stifter for strike number 3. The Oaks get 2 on, then 3 consecutive strikeouts gives Reed 5 for the game. And the Oaks strand 2 runners. No runs, no hits, no errors. West and Holbrook left on base. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Get up and do something other than baseball because we have a good final potential 3 innings for you. Bottom of the 7th coming up. The Oaks up 9-1 on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. After the fans saying, "Take me out to the ball game" here at Pershing, we're back for the bottom of the 7th inning, along with Jordan Brenner. My name is Jonathan Rifkin. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday evening. The Oaks certainly are. They're up 9-1, but they still have some unfinished business to attend to. Justin Freeman back on the mound for his 7th inning of work. And Cameron Warren, the cleanup hitter, digging in. The first pitch low for ball 1. Warren's 0 for 2 today, a pair of groundouts to his day from Texas Tech. The Red Raider waves that bat high over his right shoulder. Freeman kicks and fires to Hopper over to Shaken at short. He fires it over to West at first for out number 1. Freeman has not slowed down. He's only given up 2 hits and 1 run in this game. And what's been, for all intents and purposes thus far this game, the best pitching performance not only we've seen from him, but maybe from any Conejo Oak. He doesn't have all the strikeouts. He only has 5. But that doesn't matter. It's against the Foresters.
Right. This is a whole different beast, this Foresters lineup. Chase Ellick not in the lineup, but still very, very talented and ultra impressive for Freeman.
First pitch to Tyler Hardman is in there for strike 1. He's 0 for 1 today after taking the place of the injured Connor Davis. Fly out to right in his lone batting attempt. Wind has died now for the time being, though I assume it'll pick up as we are on the coast. Hardman lands one back out of play for strike 2. The clouds are red and orange right now. It is unbelievably gorgeous here in Pershing. Tomorrow's game's at 2, so no sunset baseball, but right now, talk about the perfect temperature and the perfect time. The lights illuminating the field. The sky royal blue. 0-2 pitch low for ball 1.
And Freeman can throw anything he wants right now. That fastball just flying out of his hands, flaming hot, and the off speed is spinning, and it's moving.
Freeman drills another one in the dirt to even the count at 2-2. 1 out, 2-2 count. The Oaks up 9-1. 9-11-1 on the line for them. 1-2-2. Runs, hits, and errors for the Foresters. These rivals have been such since 2006. As Freeman drills a curveball in the dirt. From 1-2 to 3-2 now. Hardman has worked his way back into the count. As Freeman toes the rubber once again. Hardman comes set in the right-handed batter's box. Freeman offers. Fastball, low, ball 4. Freeman knew he over-released on that one. And that's the first walk he's given up here through the first 7 innings of the ball game. You can't be too upset with yourself. Though I know Justin Freeman, quite a perfectionist, will be upset with himself.
Yeah, pitchers are always upset when they walk hitters, but you can't be too upset if you're Freeman, considering how dominant he's pitched today against a great Foresters lineup.
The lefty, John Jensen, who has one of the 2 hits. He broke the no-hitter back in the 5th inning, digs in. First pitch, a fastball right by him for strike 1. He was a step off on that swing. Could not catch up to it. 2 hours and 20 minutes into the ball game. It's gone by fairly quick. Hardman takes a step off at first. Freeman deals the fastball outside. 1 ball and 1 strike now to the Irvine Anteater. Jensen plays ball out in Irvine, as well as John Vergara for the Oaks and Brandon Lewis. Freeman offers a fastball that misses apparently outside. The Oaks fans don't like it. 3 balls and a strike now.
And we can't see if there's action up in the Oaks bullpen, but you gotta believe there is. Freeman not as sharp as he was earlier in the contest.
Deals that one, a 1 hopper to West. He tags first base, tries to get to Shaken at second, but Shaken can't corral the ball, and sliding in safely is Hardman. Jensen, though, gets out of the unassisted ground out to West at first, gives the Oaks 2 outs now, and Tyler Hardman at second base. That should bring up Michael Newstifter as he's taking his time coming to the batter's box. No, it is Michael Newstifter. I wasn't sure if they were bringing in a pinch hitter or not, but they're not. So the big right-handed batter from Oklahoma State steps in. Dave Solis, though, is going to have a mound visit with Freeman and Bryce Vitt. I don't see anybody currently coming out of the Oaks bullpen. With 2 outs, Solis likes to do this. He doesn't like to pull pitchers with 2 out, especially when that pitcher's been pitching well. But it's an opportunity to give whoever is in the bullpen some more time to throw and even keep the offensive batters off balance.
And it's a chance for Solis to, tell the pitcher, look, if you're not going to get this hitter out, we're going to pull you out. I just thought I'd let you know this is your last chance. Make something of it.
Sun is almost completely set here, crept over the hills west of us. Meeting breaks on the mound, and we're back to baseball. Newstifter digs in. He's 1 for 2 today with an RBI double and a ground out. Runner on second and 2 outs. The future Hope International pitcher toes the rubber and takes the sign from Vitt, but now time is called in the batter's box. Freeman started off his collegiate career at George Washington University, transferred to Ventura College, then played a year at University of San Diego. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Not only swing and a miss, Newstifter absolutely tripped over himself.
Yeah, he was brought to his knees on the filthy curveball from Freeman. Still a little bit left in the tank for Justin.
Freeman, his fastball normally around 89 to 91. The velocity does decrease throughout the game. Deals the 0-1. Missing inside to even the count. Freeman did not like that no call at all. He actually jumped when the umpire didn't call a strike. Hardman takes a 2.5-step lead off of second base. Freeman toes the rubber, checks him, rocks and fires. Foul ball, back out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes now to Michael Newstifter. The Orange County Riptide beat the Saints 11-0 earlier tonight. That keeps them a half game up over the Oaks, assuming the Oaks continue to win this, to eventually go on to win this game, I should say. But if the Healdsburg Prune Packers lose, that's when things get very interesting. The Prune Packers lose and the Oaks win tonight. The Oaks will be half a game back of them. And there'll be basically a tie for second place. But again, it's based on win percentage. The Prune Packers would have the best win percentage even if they lose tonight. They're trailing 3-2 right now in the bottom of the 7th inning to the SoCal Catch. By the way, time was just called. Freeman wanted a new ball, but now we're back to baseball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The righty toes the rubber, takes a breath, peers and fires. The pitch cracked over to Shaken. He bobbles in. The ball gets away from him. Rounding third, coming home is Hardman. The throw to the plate is not in time. The error by the shortstop, Sam Shaken, allows a run to come in. The score is 9-2 now. The Oaks only lead by 8.
And that's so unlike Sam Shaken. He's so sure-handed with that glove, that shortstop. That one, it was in his glove but got away. And heads up base running from Hardman, who rounded third and came to the plate for another Santa Barbara run.
That will be an unearned run because that play would have ended the inning for Justin Freeman. 2 runs, 3 hits, and 2 errors for the Foresters. Utah Jones steps in. First pitch taken at the knees for strike 1. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an error back in the 5th inning, so the Oaks now have 2 errors on the game. Next pitch bounces in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Freeman toes the rubber, takes a breath, fires the 1-1, back up the middle, into Shaken's glove. He makes the turn over the first, but it's off the bag. Bart West bobbles it, and everybody will be safe once again. We're waiting for the official score, though I have a feeling it will be an infield single because Sam Shaken was off the plate. And they are calling it an infield hit here for Utah Jones, the first hit of the inning for the Foresters. Newstifter over to second, Utah Jones the first. Only the 3rd hit all game for the Foresters. New batter now is the number 9 hitter, Brandon Zaragoza. Freeman deals the first pitch low for ball 1. He's 0 for 2 in the number 9 spot. A ground out and a pop out to his day. 2 outs, 1 round in the inning. 2 on. Fastball fired in there and cracked back out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike now to Brandon Zaragoza from Oklahoma.
And Justin Freeman, despite all the things that have gone against him this inning, still composed on the mound, still firing in strikes.
And he is not shying away here. He digs in and offers one, cracked down the first baseline, but out of play on the righty in the right-handed batter's box. Really fighting off some tough pitches. He was about a half a second too late on that one. That was a good pitch, though, from Freeman. A fastball right at the knees, had him digging. One ball, 2 strikes. The fans yelling charge to the sound of a very known cheer, if you will, trying to hype up their team.
Big pitch from Freeman. Finish it off.
2 outs, 1 around, 2 on. He checks the runner at second, kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He catches Zaragoza swinging on a pitch in the dirt, his 6th strikeout of the game. And we are through the 7th inning. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and a pair left on base. The Oaks up 9-2. And they have the 2, 3, and 4 batters due up here when we come back. You're listening to Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Brandon Lewis leads things off here for the Oaks in the top of the 8th inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jordan Brenner, myself, Jonathan Rifkin. You're listening to Oaks Baseball. The Oaks up 9-2. Brandon Lewis has had a very good day for the Oaks. He has a base and a run scored, and the first pitch in there for strike 1. Elliot Anderson is the new pitcher. He calls Auburn University his home. Comes in place of Bailey Reed, who went 2 innings, gave a 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and 5 big strikeouts. The Oaks had a big 5th inning to really crack open this game. And since then, the Foresters have put up 2 runs, but the Oaks overall really look like the better team tonight. The lefty deals the 0-1 high to left field, though it's playable. Under it is Jones, and he makes the catch for out number 1.
Left fielder number 37, Jordan McFarland.
That'll bring up Jordan McFarland now. He's 0 for 3 with a hat trick of strikeouts. A very uncharacteristic day for him. It's actually 1 for 3, my mistake. 1 for 4 with a single and RBI and then 3 strikeouts. So still the hat trick, but in that 5th inning, he did have a single. Swings and misses at a fastball for strike 1. Anderson's a lefty, the second lefty that we've seen tonight. The starter, Jackson Wolf, was also a lefty. And now Anderson steps off. Anderson has a very similar frame to Jackson Wolf. Throws very hard as well. Force Brandon Lewis to fly out for out number 1 here in the 8th. Toes the rubber, kicks and fires. The 0-1 pitch fouled off the screen, bounces back into the field. 0-2 now to the Arkansas Razorback. 1 of 2 for the Oaks. Angus Denton, the phenomenal closer, the other one. I'd assume that Angus is going to be held in reserve until tomorrow.
Yeah, you definitely think so.
Here comes the pitch from Anderson. 0-2 cracked back. Out of play, and we'll do it again. Tomorrow's game at 2 o'clock, pregame at 1:45 back here at Pershing Park. The final road game of the season. Day off on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday are interleague games against the SoCal Cubs and the Orange County Surf. The Oaks have a day off on Thursday, and the final game of the season is at home against the Prune Packers on Friday. The 0-2 pitch way inside for ball 1 to Jordan McFarland. No more sun in the sky. The only light here is the floodlights illuminating the field. Pitch jumped in, fouled back out of play, and once again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. McFarland's been late, though, on all 3 fastballs that he's fouled off so far in this at-bat.
Staying alive.
Takes a couple of practice swings, steps back in. Anderson comes set and deals the 1-2. It's high and deep to right center field. On the move is Allen, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch as he crashes into the wall. What a play by an incredible center fielder. Wow.
Willie Mays style, and Jordan McFarland didn't even know it. He was rounding second, going to third base. The catch was made for like 10 seconds. McFarland was on third, he turned back, and then he found out it was called.
I was so scared. He thought it was a home run, and indeed it was a home run. That's why he was rounding the base, and then I was like, no, there's no way. What a catch. Logan Allen showing off the wheels. He was one of the top prospects for a reason, not only his bat, but his defense, and right there, the best catch we've seen in center field all season. That brings up Chase Cockrell. Now the first pitch upstairs for ball 1. That was 389 feet, 390 feet. Would have been good for a home run. Anderson deals another fastball. This one misses low for ball 2. Cockrell on the day has a pair of singles. He also has a pair of strikeouts. He has scored twice as well. Anderson offers. Swing and miss. 2 balls and a strike. Now here to Cockrell. Elliot Anderson comes set, fires that pitch upstairs to 3 balls, and a strike now to Cockrell. He already has seen a 3-1 count earlier in this game. Let's see here if he draws a walk or if Anderson comes back with something in the strike zone. The lefty offers. Pitch in the dirt, ball 4, and Cockrell walks on 5 pitches. The first walk given up by Elliot Anderson on the day, and Chase Cockrell draws a 2-out walk to put a runner on first. That'll bring up Elijah Alexander. You talk about a very hot Oak. He has 3 hits today. Cockrell takes a step off of first. He first shakes the hand of Oak's first base coach, Kyle Jones. Now another lefty on lefty matchup, but it really doesn't matter when you're Elijah Alexander. We talked about it earlier. No matter who's pitching, he's so good as he swings and misses at a first pitch strike. 0-1 the count to him. He's also played here before. Oaks pitcher Justin Freeman has played here before. That being when they were Ventura County or College Pirates, I should say, when they came over to play Santa Barbara City College. Anderson checks the runner and offers the 0-1. Sliced foul up toward the light post. 0-2 now to Alexander. Give you an update here on the Healdsburg game in just a moment. They were down 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. No balls, 2 strikes. Runner on first, 2 away. Oaks up 9-2. Anderson toes the rubber, checks Cockrell, offers a curveball in there for strike 3. Alexander was caught looking. And that's the first strikeout for Anderson to end the top of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Cockrell left at first base. The Oaks still up 9-2. The Foresters. Time is not on their side as they try to make up the 7-run deficit. We'll be right back. It looks like the Oaks will have a new pitcher on the mound. It'll be Angus Denton when we come back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Angus Denton, the super sidearm superstar. Yes, I did use super twice because he's just that good. Will take the helm here for the Oaks and try to keep the Oaks 7-run lead just that intact as Ryan Cash at the top of the order steps in. Denton has a 1.27 ERA to lead the Oaks this season and deals a strike to Ryan Cash, 0-1. Cash is 0 for 3 at the top of the order from Oklahoma. He was the hero 2 nights ago in the 10th inning when the Foresters and the Blues were tied. He had an RBI triple that eventually gave the Foresters the win. Right near, he needs to spark an inning as he grounds one over to first, right to West, and he tags first base for out number 1. By the way, Justin Freeman went 7 innings, only 3 hits, 2 runs, only 1 was earned, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. That was the best Oaks start I think we've seen from any pitcher today, and Justin Freeman deserves a tip of the cap for how well he did out there.
Yes, absolutely spectacular to demoralize a Foresters lineup, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time for Conejo.
On away now for the number 2 man, Logan Allen, who had an incredible Willie Mays-style catch in the last inning. First pitch in there for strike 1. He's 0 for 3 as well, a strikeout, a fly out to second, and a ground out to short in his 3 trips. The righty waving that bat over his right shoulder. Denton offers the 0-1 inside to even the count. Angus Denton, a sidearmer in his second stint with the Oaks from Arkansas. His glove is black and red, representing the Arkansas Razorback colors. Toes the rubber and offers a fastball upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. The temperature's dropped, but the air is very sticky. It's very heavy. We're on the coast, so there's a lot of condensation in the air. Almost humid. Fastball dealt by Angus, misses. 3 balls and a strike now to the Arkansas Fort Smith center fielder. Denton comes set at the belt with 1 out here and offers. Swing and a miss, strike 2. A good fastball blown right past Allen brings the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Denton rocks and fires. Cracked back up to the mound. Denton on the hop, fires it to West for out number 2. 1-3 put out for those keeping score at home. Gives 2 outs here in the 8th.
And that was almost a little bit of a quick pitch from Denton on that pitch to Allen. I don't think we've seen that too often, but it was certainly effective right there.
Luke Ritter now stepping in. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. The hat trick. First pitch from Denton in there for strike 1, and Denton would love nothing more than to give Luke Ritter, who's been a nuisance to the Oaks all season long, a sombrero. Toes the rubber and offers another strike in there at the knees. Taken by Luke Ritter. 0-2. The Oaks have been the catalyst of many sombreros this season. They've even gotten platinum sombreros and golden sombreros. That's 5 strikeouts in a game. The 0-2 pitch way outside, gets past the glove of Vitt for ball 1. Denton last year for the Oaks had a 3.25 ERA. This year, 1.27. Looking to bring that even lower as he toes the rubber. From the stretch, kicks and fires the 1-2. Cracked over to short, shaken backhands it over to first on the hop. West can't get it. It goes past him. And that will go into the Oaks dugout, advancing Ritter to second. And Sam Shaken has tallied his second error of the ball game.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of Shaken today. I don't know what's going on with him, but it's got to be in his head because he has all the talent in the world at shortstop.
9 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors for the Oaks. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Foresters. The Oaks had 5 errors last night and 5 errors on Tuesday. Whatever's been going on this week, it needs to stop soon because the playoffs are looming and the Oaks can't make these mistakes. Stepping in now is Cameron Warren, and he takes a first pitch ball upstairs. Luke Ritter on second. Cam Warren, who's 0 for 3 in the cleanup spot, steps in. The top 4 batters for the Foresters have yet to reach base, as one almost catches Warren on the inside corner for ball 2. But only 3 hits for the Foresters, so it makes sense that most of these stellar batters are struggling. The big righty steps back in. Towing the rubber is Denton, and he deals. A fastball up the middle, past the diving glove of Shaken into the center field. Rounding third and coming home is Ritter, and the score is 9-3 on the RBI single by Cameron Warren.
That was a pretty good pitch from Angus Denton, a jam shot, but perfectly placed right up the middle. Shaken, an all-out dive at shortstop, but just beyond his glove, and that allowed Ritter to come in and score.
That run is an unearned run to Angus Denton. This inning should have been over because of the grounder to short, but Shaken, short hop to West. West couldn't corral it, and that allowed Ritter over to second. The RBI single brought him in. That'll bring up Tyler Hardman now. He's 0 for 1 today. A flyout and a walk with a run scored to his ball game. Denton deals the first pitch, a strike at the knees. The side armor is very hard to pick up. His control is very good. He moves his pitches very well. He comes set. Doesn't even eye the runner. High fastball ripped down the first base line and way out of play. That was a loud sound off of the bat of Hardman.
Yeah, it's in somebody's front yard now.
Probably down at the beach.
Could be.
No balls and 2 strikes here to Tyler Hardman. Runner on first, 2 outs and 1 around. The score is 9-3. 6 runs. The Oaks trying to maintain that lead into the 9th inning. We've seen crazier things happen, but the Oaks very commanding. Denton deals. Fastball upstairs, 1-2 strikes. The Oaks fans to our right did not like that call.
Yeah, that was close, but it was clearly a ball. Bryce Vitt made it look better.
As they say, though, fans often see pitches with their heart rather than their head. The 1-2, a fastball waved at and missed for strike 3. And Harmon goes down swinging for out number 3. Denton tallies his first strikeout of the ball game. And the 8th inning is over. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left on base. 9-3 the score. The Oaks still lead the Foresters. To the 9th inning we go. It's going to be an exciting finish. Folks, don't go anywhere. You're listening to Oaks Baseball on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Back here in the top of the 9th inning. New pitcher for the Foresters is Michael Hobbs from St. Mary's University. He leads the team in innings pitched, 24 2/3. He has a 2.55 ERA with 19 strikeouts and only 6 walks. He will be tasked with stifling the Hot Oaks offense up 9-3 and give his own Forester offense one more opportunity to try to make up what could be only a 6-run deficit, but only with 3 outs is the key right there. Bart West will lead things off for the Oaks. He's 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a a fly out. Elliot Anderson ends his day, 1 inning pitch, no hits, no runs, 1 walk and a strikeout. Righty on righty matchup here. The big righty on the mound deals the first pitch to West. High to right field, and it is caught. What a play by Luke Ritter on the move. Off the bat, it looked like it would go over his head, but that ball died down midway out to right field, and Luke Ritter was there to corral it for out number 1.
It was a perfect route from Ritter in right, and Bart West was robbed of a hit, but nonetheless a very good swing for the righty.
1 away now for Bailey Holbrook. Holbrook has had quite a day. 2 strikeouts but 2 hits, as well as a couple of RBIs. He really sparked the Oaks' big inning back in the 5th. Digs in here, the first pitch to the switch hitter hitting lefty, a fastball outside for ball 1. Holbrook sporting that very well-known blue, multicolored blue armband that he's in signature to. 1-0 pitch, a fastball inside once again for ball 2. He's gotten a hit on both sides of the plate today. That's the first time we've seen a switch hitter, get a hit on the right side and the left side. See what he does here. Hobbs offers the 2-0, swing and a miss on a low fastball for strike one to Bailey Holbrook. Played at Union University in Tennessee for a couple of seasons. Transferred to Moore Park College. Did not play baseball there, however, and is looking for a new home in the fall. Here comes the 2-1, an off-speeder. Hacked and a miss for strike two. Holbrook is a pitcher in utility. He can play the corners of the infield. He caught in high school as well as pitched. He's been clocked in the low 90s fastball-wise. But back in high school, he told us he could pitch 94. Towing the rubbers, Hobbs takes the sign from Newstifter, rocks and fires the 2-2. Jam shot, fly ball over to third base. Under it is Hardman, and he makes the catch for out number two.
Catcher, number 11, Bryce Vitt.
Two quick outs here for Michael Hobbs and brings up Bryce Vitt. Vitt's 1 for 4 today, a single, a run scored, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out to his day. He'll be a Seawolf in the fall up at Sonoma State. Oaks first baseman Kyle Jones is the all-time hit leader for Sonoma State. How about that? Team connection there. Hobbs deals the first pitch in there for strike one.
Yeah, Bryce Vitt was completely confused right there. Thought it was inside. Turned away, gave up on the pitch. And then it dropped in right down the middle for a strike.
Hobbs kicks and fires the 0-1. Changeup outside. A ball and a strike and out of it. One of a trio of Stellar Oaks catchers. Drew Sims started yesterday, so he gets the day off, and Zach Kamenko will likely go tomorrow. Hobbs rocks and fires. The 1-1. High into the night sky, but out of play for strike two. Vitt played his high school ball in the Thousand Oaks area, Westlake High School. And Pierce Junior College and now Sonoma State. Hobbs offers the 1-2. Breaking pitch, hacked and a miss for strike three. The third time Vitt has been punched out all game. And Hobbs tallies his first strikeout and puts the Oaks down 1-2-3 here in the top of the ninth. And now the Foresters have 3 outs trying to make up a 6-run deficit. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the bottom of the ninth inning, it's going to be a fight to the finish. Angus Denton will try and retire the Foresters here and end this ball game. We'll be right back on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. Angus Denton will take the mound here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Welcome back, everybody. Jordan Brenner, myself, Jonathan Rifkin, Oaks Baseball. John Jensen in the 6th hole will lead things off here. The lefty from Irvine is 1 for 3 today. 2 groundouts and a single. Came around to score the first run of the Forester side of things back in the 5th inning. Digs in. The Oaks up 9-3, and Angus Denton looks to keep them there. We have an update for you. The Packers hit a 2-run walk-off home run to beat the SoCal Catch. That courtesy of our former Oaks GM, Vern Merrill. Vern, we love you, we miss you, we hope to see you soon. First pitch to John Jensen in there for strike one from Angus Denton.
Man, that Healdsburg team, they have something going for them, I'll tell you what.
2-run walk-off. Denton offers a fastball high for ball 1. Go ahead, Jordan.
There's something in the water up there, I'm telling you. Wow.
Hey, Recreation Park is right next to a stream. Maybe they all go take sips from it, and it's a little stream of life, if you will. Pitch misses low for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike here to Jensen.
I don't think they do that, Jonathan.
Said something was in the water. I was just adding on to your analogy.
I just really don't think that they do that.
Denton offers a fastball, cracked over to second. It's filled by Pickett's on the hop over to first. What a play by the second baseman, Will Pickett's. Wow. By the way, Jordan McFarland is at first base over in right field. Now in place of Bart West is Andrew Lucas. Will Pickett's. I'm speechless. That was an incredible play. He was there. The shift was on for the Oaks. That pitch was off towards the second base bag. He had to go out of position and throw across of his body.
Pick'em Pickett's makes another great play. We've grown accustomed to seeing him make spectacular plays all season long.
Michael Newstifter now with 1 out here steps in. He's 1 for 3 and takes a first pitch strike right over the heart of the plate. That was right down Main Street, and he was taking all the way. He's an RBI double, and he reached on error back in the 7th inning. Denton trying to do quick work here and hit the bus home. That one a grounder over to short. Shaken corrals it, whips it over to first for out number 2. And the Oaks are 1 out away from not only handing the Foresters their 4th loss of the season, but going home with a ton of momentum for tomorrow's big game against the Foresters back here at 2 o'clock.
Momentum for tomorrow and momentum for the playoffs. It is now possible in the minds of the Oaks to beat the Foresters in a 1-game situation, which is what they could face next weekend in the playoffs.
Everybody on the edge of their seats. Of course, the Oaks would have home field advantage in that situation. Utah Jones digs in. He's 1 for 3 and takes a beautiful strike at the knees. 0-1. Angus Denton likes to end games on strikeouts. Utah Jones doesn't want to be the catalyst of that. We'll see what happens here. Denton offers the 0-1 in there for strike 2. Utah Jones' bat has yet to leave his shoulders, and Denton already ahead in the count. 1 strike away from putting this game in the books. Denton calmly takes the sign from Vitt, toes the rubber from the stretch, and offers the 0-2. Cracked up right in the Shaken's glove at short, and this game is over. 1-2-3, bottom of the 9th, and the Oaks in 2 hours and 59 minutes win this game. I just have to, before we go into our final lines, give a big thank you to our viewers. We know it wasn't easy not being able to watch the game. We know the 5th inning, you couldn't even get updates. But again, thank you so much for sticking with us. Tomorrow we'll be back on with our camera. We'll be back on live, but we appreciate it. Nonetheless, though, we hope you enjoyed our broadcast. The final line for you, 9 runs, 11 hits, 3 errors, and 6 left on base for the Oaks. For the Foresters, 3 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors. They leave 7 on base. The Oaks now are really fighting. We'll see what happens with the Blues and the Healdsburg Boom Packers starting tomorrow in their series. But for now, the Oaks are still in the 4th spot with the Orange County Riptide winning. But Jordan, I don't know what was in the air for the Oaks, but whatever it was, they exploded right out of the gates. They got on the board early. They had a huge 5th inning. They got the big arms out of the way early for the Forester side, and they came away with the win.
Yeah, they did. And a lot of teams, you know, after a tough loss like yesterday's game, they would come out today sluggish. The Oaks did the opposite. They came out motivated. They had their best offensive game of the year. Justin Freeman was simply phenomenal. It was an all-around great day for Caneo, and all the momentum in the world at the perfect time.
A fight for the playoffs continues here as we are going to sign off. Jordan Brenner will be on the field with Elijah Alexander in about 5 minutes for our post-game interview. And then we'll be back here tomorrow at 1:45 for the pregame show, 2 o'clock for first pitch. It looks like Dylan Francis will be the man on the mound tomorrow. You won't want to miss it. It's the the second game of the series, and it'll be the final road game for the Oaks. But for everybody who made our broadcast possible, again, a special thank you to all of our viewers, our listeners, I guess, tonight for bearing with us, our statistician, Jacob Plack, our wonderful producer, Sean McKinnon, for being absolutely lights out today, making sure that even though the camera broke, we were still up and running. And for my broadcasting partner, Jordan Brenner, my name is Jonathan Rifkin, signing off in an exciting fashion. The Oaks win tonight 9-3. We'll see you tomorrow, 2 o'clock first pitch, 1:45 pregame show on the Oaks Baseball Broadcasting Network. But until then, enjoy the rest of your evening.